catalog. This is Share. And we have several speakers at RG Open. We had 1,000 people coming to Casa da Música, which is a beautiful building designed by Rem Koolhaas. And 11 speakers that day at RG Open, next day workshop, and then the RG Congress that had 22 speakers. Here you can see this Sarah Fanelli and Stefan Segmeister and Abbott Miller among the 11 people that were present, and Peter Knapp here also. Well, you can see people waiting to come in. It was really a great experience, and it was different from doing graphic design as we do. And we did it through the studio because it was, our school is in Coimbra. We had the help of the students, which was really great, but they have to come to Porto. So here's the workshop. It was also, we had 1 day of workshops. We had a party here on the place where was the exhibition. It was the opening. This is mounting the second exhibition, because we brought also all the work that was made by the RG members, especially the special project made for this exhibition, which was a reflection on the creative process, which is something that really interests us when we asked them to map their creative process. And then we got a chance to bring it also to Coimbra. Well, the students that helped us, they slept at the studio. Some of them, some slept at... It was really where we had 25 people working at some time at the studio, and usually we were 4 or 5 people, so we can imagine the difference it was. But as well, it was fun, and we learned a lot also. So the first, this project I will explain in much detail. This is an intervention we did in this Casa da Música, and the goal of the curator was to invite several architects, artists, designers to choose a place to intervene, and a way of showing people also that they would see not only the major room, but they would see the rest of the building. When it was our turn, we had already a lot of people that had done things in different rooms, so we chose the corridor. We chose the corridor and thought about all the spaces. We're gonna map a little bit the different rooms. They have a dominant color and a specific shape. We're gonna use this. We also did some research, and we asked people to find a keyword for each of the rooms. Then we did a small book where we had all the research. So here you can see the icons for each room. We map them and create like a visual, also like a visual partiture. And we propose other ways of seeing the building, from the smallest room to the biggest, or by alphabetic order, by their names. And we propose these ways of looking at the space. We also showed it in different ways. The parkours you could do between the several places. So then the books were part of the installation we did, and we put them in the corridor, and some of the content would go out of the book through the stairs. So here you have the color code of each of the rooms and the keywords that each person would associate to that room. And so here you see the link between the book that stands out and fills a little bit of space. We count and measure everything, the letters, the letters in each name. So it was a different way of going through the books and have a notion of how people would see these different rooms. So now a more recent project, Casa do Conto. Casa do Conto is a art residence located in Porto. Two girls, an architect and engineer, they had this personal project of rebuilding this house and do it and receiving people and have this art residence here. And they started this project, and 2 weeks before the opening they invited us to do an intervention on something ephemeral that would just last for the opening, along with several other artists. So we went there some time before and checked the place. And one week.
1 week.
1 week before the opening, in the morning, we received a phone call from them. And she was crying. She was saying the hotel burned completely. So, you know, here is you see just the facade, and everything was completely ruined. All of their project. So, well, but then they decided that they should start over again, and they will rebuild the building. But now they would use less wood, and they would use concrete. It didn't have an elevator, and they would, since everything was ruined, they would put an elevator also. So they came to us and they asked us to do something more permanent, since they were going to use concrete. And they showed us, and we remember this beautiful ceiling. And they asked us to do a reinterpretation of them. Then they would build in concrete. So you can see they were all different. It was like 6 rooms and 2 common places. When we thought about it, and then we also saw their project. They were breaking a little bit between what was the past and what was now going to be the new project. They just didn't only rebuild it, but they changed things, because this accident made them think about the materials, the wood, the elevator, the other things. So the project was completely different also in terms of architecture. So we thought that maybe the best way would be not to be so close to what's on the ceiling, and to do something so based on these figurative elements. Also, this is called Casa do Conto, House of Tales. And so we thought it could be interesting if we could ask different people to write about each of the rooms, and then we would compose text
directly on the roof, on the concrete.
So here is some mock-ups of tests we did for one of the rooms. We use, of course, their mock-up. And here you can see already in the project, the typographic of the ceilings of two of the rooms. So we did tests. It was the first time we did, because it was structured, we had to do tests also to see how the concrete would deal with the small type. So we did some tests.
And then it was like it's like a challenge, because we feel that in printing we feel that we finish something in Illustrator or in InDesign, and then we give to the printer, and then we receive the proofs and we say okay, and they print. Here it's completely different. We have to be really detailed on our files in InDesign, but then the process just restart when they cut letters in the styrofoam, and we must control the setting again. Now it's like a crazy work after preparing the files. So it's like a deal with the engineers, the architects, and the people, the workers. It's like teamwork. And look at this. It's amazing how the workers get really sensitive when they see these small letters. This is the facade. Here in this picture is strange, but we can see the typography
on the ceilings from the outside. Yeah.
From the outside. This is roof.
Yeah, and it's not finished now. It's almost finished, but it's not. So the images you are seeing, of course, you can see they're still in construction, and some things will be arranged and repaired. So it was good because we got really different texts, and we could express them differently. And on the common places, what we did, at least in one room, was to pick some pieces of each, the ones that were above, and create another composition where you have just fragments of the text.
It's like the text is between poetry. Some of the people wrote about feelings and about it's like
lie down over me.
It's like more sensual and sexy stuff. But other people wrote about quantity of the concrete, quantity of metal in each room. Another one plays with Corbusier, sentence, a maison mécanisée.
So we did a short first part. Do you want us? We have a second part where we'll start speaking about the project, the process. Do you want to do the break now, or do you want to? Can we still continue? Yeah. Okay. So the second part, we will talk more about the process, because it's really these kind of projects that we are involved that are not related. It's different working with concrete, with wood, and with people that are working on the project. So it's really a different experience. So here we'll talk a little bit about this project, this Vai com Deus. Well, we were approached by
Lizá.
Sorry? If you want. Yeah? Okay.
So
We are going to do a break now and have a beer, and we will start on the process after the break.